gotten enough time to get our first match on board where we're getting Chet, which might be my favorite name ever, going up
Chet,
against an Aki.
Yep. I'm going to assume that is supposed to be Chu Fai versus Chet. And yeah, we were talking about Aki a little bit before we went live. I just came from East Coast Throwdown. It is Chu Fei, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Ooh!
All right,
Command
wonderful.
grabbing him like the boa constrictor you are. The overhead hits. And you know what we were talking about, Aki? This character can be dangerous if you get the right hits, but no, Chu Fei.
Yeah, I think my concern with Aki is I feel as though she runs out of steam, but oh my god, Chet so hard committed there. What possesses you to go to the DP there? You know what? That was an input thing, right? That was definitely supposed to be OD Sandblast, and we got screwed by the input system. Is that what happened here?
You have to be careful. You go for a walk, you try to do a fireball, and it just comes out with the DP. Chu Fei, right now, jumping for their life and gets the raw hit that they need. And sometimes with Aki, that's how you gotta go because this character can snowball so devastatingly. But Chet comes back with the drive impact to block out Chu Fei's offense and is gonna try to keep this corner pressure going.
Pressing the issue. Retreat is heading back to neutral. We've got the jump in. No answers. Okay, no. Accidentally corners himself there, does Chet. But Chu Fei's having difficulty finding the anti-airs and gets jumped in on here. Chet committing the 2 bars, saving a little bit for themselves later. You have to be a little bit worried trying to throw a fireball here because, you know, you do have that instant level 2 out of Aki. Just reversaling through the gaps there is Chet to tie us up 1 round apiece.
That was an absolute Chet move right there at the end, but didn't spend that 1 bar. Thankfully, it actually worked out okay. Chet now getting that hit confirmed into the drive rush, spending 1 extra bar for 1 more drive rush, and now we have the corner. Can you escape as Aki with that poor defensive options?
Yeah, I mean, I like that Chu Fei is sort of prioritizing active defense, parry, just to ensure that their drive gauge doesn't go down too far. I feel like one of the things Aki's really good at is her jump-in normals seem really good, but Chet's already demonstrating these anti-airs pretty effectively. Although, as I say that, we do miss that jump-in. Nice check on the DR with the Crouching Strong. That Luke Crouching Strong is such a great button. You saw the tweets, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Deadly button indeed. Chet has a huge amount of life. Are we going to spend it all? Yes, we're going to go into the critical art. Chain him up and make it hurt. We're going to bring down the health to that yellow status on Chet's side. But really, we're going to need a bit more from Chu Fei if they're going to seal out this round.
All right, taking their turn back there as Chet puts themselves in burnout. We find the throw. This is a one-touch situation, but with you being on the back foot in burnout right now, this is a little bit scary. You can't really afford to block anything, and we are late on the anti-air, so the command jump out of Chu Fei connects. First game is on the board for Chu Fei on the Aki.
Yeah, right now you might feel that Chet is maybe a little... doesn't know the matchup as well as you'd hope. Chu Fei definitely taking advantage of some options that Aki has. Tries to go for the jump in, but Chet gets that standard anti-air. Can we solidify things before things get out of hand?
Right, we do get thrown out of that, unfortunately, but I do like representing parry in that spot. It's so common that you'll go for, oh my god, the jump fierce hits so far down. Aki once again going for that, you know, fireball into DR that we see so commonly in Street Fighter 6, but Chet representing these jump-ins in a really great spot. Yep, parrying once again, clipped by the overhead this time. My man is not watching his dome.
I mean, you see that drive rush and you just think to yourself, what could happen? The dome. That's what happened. There you go. Extension off of the drive rush from the poison explosion. Chu Fei taking advantage of the plus range. Goes in for not really a safe jump, but it still works out. Chu Fei getting challenged, though. Chet getting in with the drive rush combo. The backswing for the win, and that'll give a round for Chet.
There's something really interesting happening here where you had highlighted that Chet doesn't seem super confident in the matchup. I'm inclined to agree. There's so many spots where Chu Fei is getting counter hits after, like, you know, DR situations or things like that, where I wonder what Chet is trying to do. Is he trying to take his turn? Is he throw teching late and getting smoked? I don't rightly know what it is just yet.
He's a Luke main. He's pressing crouch live punch as soon as he thinks he can get away with it. Chet, though, going with the level 2 again, letting it rock in the corner. Unfortunately, getting hit does Chu Fei, and the extra meter means Chet is going to take a much cleaner game number 2.
starting to go his way. A little bit less of the scrambles, finding, like you had highlighted, those crouching jabs, and so many of these jump-ins working in Chet's favor. I think Chufei's going to need to find some anti-air game to bring to the table and force Chet to continue to engage on the ground. But while Chet is utilizing that crouching strong to such great flavor, we're going to... Chufei's really struggling to sort of get their bearings once again that they had of there in that game one.
It is unfortunate because I agree with the sentiment that Chufei is bringing out here. Sometimes the best defense is just a good offense. But yeah, this offense ain't playing out. Thankfully, he was able to get the corner and get a command grab on Chet. But yeah, the air-to-air puts it back in their favor. And a burnt-out Chufei is a really dangerous thing for Chufei. Reversal level 1 gets out that heavy. But how long can you last against Chet?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Chet, seeing that reversal level 1, that's a spot where it's so... What an OD uppercut to close that one out and bring them to set point. Yeah, what I was going to say is that reversal level 1, you're so comfortable with that because it's like, yeah, we reset back to neutral, but you're still in burnout. I still have the life lead. You know, I'm happy to gamble a little bit of life on you having to spend that resource, and it works out for me. An unfortunate combo drop there for Chet does not work out, but a whiff DI out of Chufei, and it is beast mode, baby, once again.
Yeah, really loves that level 2, whether for personal reasons or just pull on strategy. Oh my god, that jump fierce is absolutely brutal. Trades with the anti-air. That was crazy. Chufei right now on their last leg. So little life to give. The overhead is blocked, but the follow-up isn't. One sand blast should do it, and that will be game, set, match. Chet taking it 2-1 over Chufei.
Yeah, you had highlighted there was a little bit of matchup unfamiliarity that seemed like it was going on there in the beginning, and I definitely feel that. But I think the net result there is, for me, it felt like Chufei started to try to establish this sort of traditional fireball game, right? Of like fireball, DR forward. The problem was that Chet kept going to the air over the fireball, and when you set that fireball game, you need to be ready to represent your anti-airs behind it. Every time you throw a fireball, you need to be thinking about, are they going to the air or are they respecting it on the ground? Chet kept going to the air and was never dissuaded, and you called out that jumping fierce. It was leading to so much big damage for Chet, and I think maybe if Chufei had found that, maybe that would have been a little bit different, but was not the story of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it might have been the matchup unfamiliarity in game number 1, it might have also been just sometimes when you're playing a fellow master ranked opponent, you give them a little too much respect. You don't expect the jumping that Chufei was really going for in that first game and getting away with. And in those second games, Chufei was still going for these jump-ins despite the fact that Chet had those crouch fierces on blocked, and there was just no variety in their jumping play style. So it led to a really weak offense that in turn led to a stronger defense taking over it and allowing for just free damage in so many ways. So, yeah, it just didn't work out at the end of the day, but that's winner's side. You still got a loser's side, Chufei, so
absolutely
try to get those points in while you can. But we got another hot match coming up very soon. We got MTL Raimi, the Rashid player that I had mentioned earlier, taking second place, or excuse me, Rami, apologies, taking second place last week. And, I mean, a little bias from myself. I'm a Rashid main myself. Love seeing Gachikun win this last 2 weeks ago now over in Singapore. And I love seeing Rashid really come into his own in terms of all the people getting used to it. But he's going to have to fight Segatron, and he's going to have to win big this week if he hopes to take a high standing for the top 8 seedings.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you bring that up, right? Obviously, we had, like you said, Gachikun winning the Singapore qualifier on Rashid. I was at East Coast Throwdown. Burkish got, I want to say, third place, also with Rashid through the whole bracket. What do you think it is that has sort of brought around this resurgence of the character? Do you think it was just that he needed time to cook and for people to really figure out the game plan?
Yeah, I think he has a lot of strengths, almost akin to and similar to Chun, not in aesthetic or like the actual typing, but in terms of the complexity of the character. Yes,
love that.
I love these icons. But yeah, the characters. I think
the faces in the loading screen might be my favorite feature in this game.
I think that overhead is my favorite feature of this game right now. Rami getting a cheap hit from the round start against Segatron, who's now stuck in the corner, gonna get hit by that whirlwind shot. This combo is very attractive to me. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, but the perfect parry, Segatron trying to reverse things right away.
I was about to say, I wish that they had gone for the back throw to get the corner position, but instead they ended up with the side switch off the jump. Now Rami back to the wall, but with such a healthy life lead, I have to imagine they're comfortable, and yes, indeed, they get the hit confirm off of that. Wall to wall, Rashid is definitely a world traveler, a world warrior, if you will, and off of a perfect parry punish counter, we get a first round on the board there for Rami. That was such a clean series.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the cleanest Rashid round you will have seen in a very long time. That was super nice. The Sandblast stops the drive rush from Rami, but man, it feels like he's almost in complete control right now from round start. Segatron still trying to fight it out, still using good buttons from Luke along with the Sandblast to try to push Rami, but you know he backs up. As soon as he backs up, he's setting up a rush down game plan.
For sure, and I think that's the interesting thing for me when I watch Rashid, is that, like, you know, when Rashid backs off, you are afraid to give him space, because if he ever gets that empowered tornado out, you know that he gets the party started. Speaking of parties, is that 4 loops? Yes! We get the backdash this time. Nobody throw loops me 5 times in a row, says Rami, and we do put out the level 2 side swap low. We're taking the corner back. We do get the pickup into the wall slump reset. Do we have enough damage for this?
Oh, yes, we do. Super Rashid kick right at the end to carry the juggle. This character is so much fun, man. I love watching Rami do stuff with this. Oh.
Right,
we're giving
back.
Rashid that little slide under the Sandblast. This has to be rough for Segatron, who looks like they want to just play a pretty strong turtling gameplay style that Luke can be good at. But if you give Rami space, he's just going to run with it. And right now, Segatron's going to have to stay on top of him if he's going to hope to survive. Ooh.
Oh, nice little whiff punish there with the suppressor to get themselves started. Rami in burnout. I think that's the first time they've been in burnout in a defensive situation so far. We are not ready for the... Yes, we did find the anti-air. Great patience out of Segatron, and now we do get this wall stun. Do we have enough damage in the back? With level 2, we absolutely will, but instead we just spend the level 1, and it is exactly enough. There is a round on the board for Segatron.
You gotta give it to Segatron. He's no slouch. You can feel the momentum entirely in Rami's favor. And they just eked it out. Really good stuff from them in that first round of game 2.
Jump ins. Yeah, I feel like, I know people aren't really thrilled about Rashid's anti-airs. I know Heavy Mixer has like a little bit of an odd hitbox or hurtbox, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, it's not so much the hurtbox, it's that like the startup is kind of whack. This combo's, by the way.
I see.
That is such a good combo there. Rami getting the punish counter on that slide under the fireball. And again, Segatron suffering for giving him any space at all. Sets up level 2. And this is almost checkmate.
Yeah, we absolutely have the damage in the back. It is now set point for Rami, looking real strong and real comfortable on this Rashid right now.
Ooh, okay. Double drive rush in, and it's Segatron's favor. Gets a low, but no confirm. Tries for the drive impact, and it gets jumped over. Rami tries to get a juggle off of the EX Eagle Spike, but it just doesn't happen. And Segatron now still in the corner.
Right, yeah, I think Rami's probably comfortable just holding this position as best they can. Yeah, just poking them away. Segatron almost out of steam right now. There's very little drive gauge left. They can't afford to block for very long, and now you do need to be worried about stun.
I think they're worrying about it a lot. They're trying to jump, trying to get out of the situation, and the drive impact comes nonetheless. This is easy kill for Rashid, who's going to do 2 OD moves into the forward medium punch for the kill, and Rami is going to take it 2-0 over Segatron.
Yeah, a real strong performance. Obviously, like we said, we showed you guys the current lineup. Rami is sitting in that top 4 standings across the whole season. I won't say comfortably, because as we'd already highlighted, there's only about a 15-20 point spread with, there's a 20 point spread between them and the final qualifier, and that is speaking nothing at all towards whoever's waiting in the wings for one person to have a bad day. So everybody that is coming through on this definitely still needs to bring their A game as best as they can. So with that dub, Rami moves on, and I do have updates on their opponent as well. Revive the Man was able to beat Zeus Nuts 2-1 to set up for Rami's opponent. So that sets up a top 24 match opposite Safe and Ehigh, and you can see in the lower third of the screen, our next one is coming at you. Gen versus Quinn is going to be our next one. I did not have the privilege to watch Zen last week because they were not able to attend last week, unfortunately. So selfishly, as a commentator, pumped to get to watch it tonight.
I mean, this is a big opportunity for Zen as well, who was sitting in fourth place, or actually, excuse me, fifth place of the whole point spread, right next to Rami. But Jen, world class player. If anything, I
Oh
would
yeah.
expect people to be a little surprised that they're only sitting in fourth place. But yeah, I think they've had 2 absences from these tournaments, and like with only 2 placements in there, getting that many points really speaks to how good they are. They are playing with DJ, who's a character that I would say has like everybody agrees he's in top 10. I think there's some argument whether he sits in a top 5 situation. Some people will vehemently say yes. Some will just be like me, pitter pattering between that top 5, top 6 placement. But it's still a character with a lot of strength behind them and a lot of potential to surprise you in a lot of ways.
I think so. There's layers of conversation to unpack here, right? I think the
Mhm.
reality is like I feel like talking about top 5 in this game almost doesn't make sense because there's 2 or 3 characters that I feel like it's like I think it's like top 3 and then the next 7
You're not wrong.
or so.
Yeah.
And DJ is certainly in that next bucket. But I think DJ
Mhm.
as a character relies a lot on one, the person playing them, and two, that person's ability to utilize all of his tools to create opportunities. There's so much room for interpretation with DJ's kit in terms of how you cycle in cool step and all the stagger strings that he has, all of the feints that he has. If you use him properly and you have a good read on your opponent, he can be so overwhelming. And when he does hit you, if he's got drive gauge, he hits like an absolute tank. But
Mm.
you can also see people misutilize him, spend too much drive gauge on trying to make an opportunity happen, and then they end up running out of steam. And he is a character that has some very glaring, deliberate weaknesses. He gets DI'd on a lot if you're a person who is relying too much on like standing medium kick, standing roundhouse, crouching medium kick. A lot of his best pokes are not cancelable. So there's a range where he needs to be a little bit more willing to try to walk a little closer and use crouching strong or commit to other tools. If you live in that range and you can cycle DI in, it can give him a lot of pause.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said there, and I think Shan really does that well. In particular, we've seen a lot of DIs be thrown against him, and he's able to counter with his own DI pretty effectively. Um, I think it fits in his wheelhouse where Zen, having that Bison in Street Fighter Five,
Right.
really works with characters that are unorthodox, but not to the degree where nobody's going to argue that they're not playing Street Fighter. They're just like they're not a character that is easily grasped by people who are used to Shotos, used to really more standard archetype of character.
Yeah.
They tend to play with characters that just have extreme highs and maybe somewhat glaring weaknesses, but then just play around them so well that you would never even notice the weaknesses to begin with. So it'll be
Yeah. I
interesting
think
to
that's
see
a
how
great way
they
to
come
put that,
in
actually.
with them. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's a
and
great way to put that. Like Dictator was like that as well, right? Like Dictator
yeah.
was incredibly strong at playing his game. If you got him off his game, he really struggled. So the goal of playing Dictator was just to never not be playing your game.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I want to see how the rest of the bracket is going as well. Some players that were doing really well last time, actually starting off in loser side. Snafu had a good run last tournament. Unfortunately, is in loser side right now. Going to see how they can do in their pool. Let's see where else people are going right
It looks
now.
as though Joe Umerogan is actually already qualified for top 24, and Zykel waits on the winner of Blue Blazer and Wake Up Super for another
Nice.
top 24 qualifier.
Very nice. Just burning through their bracket. Very nice.
Mm.
Blue Blazer, you said, yep, waiting. Blue Blazer was mentioned. He was a big T Hawk player back in 4 days. And now, of course, running with the Lily, a character that, I'm not going to try to hype up too much because that's not the next character we're going to see on screen, but like getting a lot more play than she initially thought she had early on in the life cycle. One their name escapes me right now, but another World Warrior event in Japan being taken by one of the highest ranked lilies in the world. And so it's definitely a character that you can't sleep on. So it'll be interesting to see if they make it into top 8 themselves this week. But yeah. No, shout outs to Joe for making it that far. Uh, yeah, and do we have any info on who Quinn uses? Ox Quinn uses?
Uh, Guile is what we're hearing from the
Oh,
voice of God. Okay, so Guile DJ would be my expectation for this matchup. That's intriguing, right? Because DJ
yeah.
obviously the only character in the game with a multi-hitting fireball that does not require overdrive. So, can in theory, should be able to hang in that fireball game really well, but I think you have to commit more. It's easier to jump in on him in that respect, so the fireball game can feel a little bit more volatile, and that is indeed the matchup that we are seeing here. Zhen on the P1 side with DJ choosing to back off a little bit, and yeah, actually it looks like they're bringing the fireballs out largely as counterplay rather than trying to play a zoning game off rip.
Yeah, I don't think zoning in the long run works as DJ. It's just too risky. Whereas compared to Guile, it's not as good. But there's
Love
the DI
that.
attempt and time to get blown up for it.
So it's exactly like I had said. There was that weakness towards DI. Zhen was really posturing with fierces and roundhouses, but then brought out that fireball in a spot where you could counter DI and blow them up. So there was bait and punish. Now, firmly in the driver's seat, we got the parry and my low forward beats your low forward. Zhen drawing first blood with his first round.
I can't believe the man had his low forward blocked and said, yeah, that means you're going to have to eat the second one too. Nice link on that flash kick there, but hey, flash kick for flash kick. Overdrives protects. Oh my god. Like so much is happening in such a slow amount of time. Zen has the corner here. Gets the knockdown, but Quinn is going to try to fight their way out.
Yeah, I think Zhen is playing this expertly right now, and I think you highlight so much is happening. Quinn is gonna die as I go on this anecdote, as long as Zhen has the rhythm.
Oh, he
Which
absolutely
indeed they do.
has the rhythm. He told us about his music choices back in Street Fighter V days, and he's got
That's
that
very
rhythm.
true. But what I was gonna say is, I think the big thing here is Zhen is just playing the fireball game, like he's wearing the second player hat in the fireball game very effectively. He's throwing fireballs in spots that are going to elicit a response out of Quinn, and that OD fireball, like you had highlighted, was a fantastic counter call. Now this is such a strong position, and it's like, yeah, I have the life lead. I'm gonna slow down the game a hair because I want my drive gauge back. You have to come to me. Throw a fireball, yeah, there's the jump in.
Oh, he's dead for days. Zen right now working on a really clean 2-0 against Ox Quinn, who you feel bad at these moments. If you've ever played a pro player, you will encounter these moments where you just feel like I didn't get to play. I did not get to play at all because they just did everything to counter what I was trying to do. Zen unfortunately dropping the SA2 in the corner there, but still having the momentum on his side. Quinn trying to fight out, but gets hit by that counter hit setup.
Oh my god, low short. We dropped the combo off the DR, but these parries are actually giving Zhen back the drive gauge they need. Soba kick connects for Quinn, but we're fighting our way out of the corner, and this is a scary spot. Dash forward, level 1 through the DI? That's how you're feeling? Okay.
And just left the room already, ready to go. He's got places to be, ladies and gentlemen. He's a pro.
Can we play the tapes? I need to understand, was that on reaction to the DI, or was Chen just sending it at that point? Because that was so, like, if you got reactions like that, man, save some for the rest of us.
I have a feeling that you saw the dash forward. Like, when you're doing something like dash forward, you're not looking at your dash. You already made that commitment 15 frames ago. You're looking at what they're doing and just buffering your next input for that. So it was kind of an opportunistic moment there for Zhen, but like he can play that way because he's so well in control of that entire set. Like, you saw him initially back off on round start of game 1 just to see, how is this guy going to throw fireballs at me? Is he going to set up Sonic Blade to do the double projectile? Is he going to try to actually walk at me because he knows we can't really keep up the fireball game? And he saw that first fireball and he's like, all right, I'll take some extra space so I can set up the heavy fireball and just take in the full reign of that rush down game plan that DJ has in his pocket for that matchup. And unfortunately, it just seemed like Ox, I'm not going to say like they don't know the matchup. The character's been out since launch, so they've obviously probably had time to fight a DJ, but they maybe not have fought a DJ of Jin's power, Sen's caliber. Like, that is optimal DJ in that matchup in particular.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, let's call a spade a spade. There's no slight to Quinn here to say that Jen just played the matchup better. I think there's a lot in this game where I'm adapting this mentality that being reactionary to what your opponent is going to do and having the answer ready to bring out so that you can make the right move second is often the right decision in this game. And exactly like you had said, Jen put on that, all right, let's get some data acquisition, see what's going on. Okay, this is how you're trying to play. Word, I have the answer for this. And then just got in the driver's seat and then ran their offense. And at that point was able to turn it into a one-player game. It was a dominant performance. Let's see if this performance is any more or less dominant. Blue Blazer versus Wake Up Super. Lily versus Blanca.
Probably one of the closest MRs we've seen so far tonight, at least. But you know what? Will that equate to a evenly matched set? Wake Up Super having that corner pressure immediately, getting some good opportunistic damage. But Blue Blazer having the good counter poke with that standing fierce of, the forward fierce of Lily.
You can see that both of these players right now are doing a lot of, parry pumping in like -2, -3 situations. I feel like that's important data to find early on because it lets you know that you should be going for throws in these spots. It's not just that, you can blow them up with, okay, we get the command grab on the way in now. How are we going to be able to press this? We do have one Condor stack, which we get it as a punish, but no, we dropped the combo and the back throw from Wake Up Super. Wake Up back throw, in fact, draws first blood in the first round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it just wasn't as close to the corner as Blue Blazer thought they were. Or maybe they needed the OD. I just don't know the Lily combos well enough to understand what they were going for. But here you go. This is a juggle you can commit to. Blue Blazer getting a great round start in round number 2. Using these lights on to drive rush to do big damage. And now you're basically guessing on a command grab here.
And there is a command grab. It's just coming from Wake Up Super instead. Goes for the shallow Blanca ball to start trying to run their offense. Going for the low. Yeah, Blue Blazer is demonstrating a willingness to block right now, but Wake Up Super should have blocked a little bit less. Blue Blazer is controlling that space in front of them so effectively with that Condor.
Yeah, I love their use. Like, you don't see a lot of various buttons from Lily, but the buttons you do see are actually really nice. Wake Up Super now trying to use the air Blanca ball to their advantage, at least gets out of a potential corner situation, and is going to try to keep it that way.
Uh-oh. Yeah, managed to get the wall slump there. Does Wake Up Super. Blanca-chan comes out, sets up the throw. When is Blanca-chan going to be activated? No whiff punish. We went for the shimmy, but we weren't prepared to blow it up. Drive reversal because we don't want to give Blue Blazer the... Oh my goodness! You low-profiled the Condor and then little homie in the back blows them up for it? That's a 1-2 if I ever seen one.
I think Blue Blazer was trying to bait a reversal level 3 there from Wake Up Super. Hasn't happened so far. Have we been fooled? No, we've been fooled into thinking that can combo. The Wake Up Super back throws the Wake Up Condor. But you know what? Blue Blazer manages to get a clean hit into the level 3, which is full on critical art at this point. Back broken. Game 1 going to Blue Blazer. Not in cleanest fashion, though.
All right, we are loading in for the next game. I do wish Wake Up Super had... Oh, exactly that. I was going to say, I want to see a little bit more belief in their buttons. Blanca has some really active pokes. Obviously, I understand part of why they're not going for it a lot is because Lily as a character is kind of bulldozy through the mid-screen and can bully you a lot. Right, bringing out the drive reversals, another adjustment coming out of Wake Up Super that I really like.
Yeah, Lily can be actually halfway decent at counter poking. It's just these inconsistencies in the combo routing, and it's not on Blue Blazer's side, it's the spacing. It could just be so finicky, and probably one of the reasons why that people don't have a huge amount of faith in Lily as a character. There's a switch.
Okay, slide connects for Wake Up Super. We've got Blue Blazer on the back foot. Oh, wow, that is a bold choice.
I need to step away for a second there. Blue Blazer, you are a madman.
Right. That is close enough to get the wall slump. How's Wake Up Super going to choose to spend this? Yep, just brings out Blanca-chan once again. Blue Blazer's been demonstrating a real willingness to just eat this in the corner. Up, forward, out. Wake Up Super commits a little bit too hard to the low forward. Nothing really comes of it. They are able to close out the round, though. 1 round apiece. It is still set point for Blue Blazer, though.
Yeah, didn't respect the plus frames from the OD Air Blanca Ball. Jeez, that reaction, though, to the standard Blanca Ball. Really good on Blazer's side. Unfortunately, not able to combo off of that light string. Gets thrown backwards for their trouble. And right now, Wake Up Super has a perfect jump in to do massive amounts of damage, but drops the combo! Oh, no!
All right, pressing the issue. Okay, Wake Up Super in Burnout here is really frightening. Oh, anti-air. No, it's going to whiff. Wake Up Super has plenty of damage here going right into the level 3. Yeah, without any drive gauge, I don't imagine there was a whole lot more damage we could have brought to the table with this.
I think that's all the damage you need. Yeah, because that wasn't even a special cancel. That was a launch and then a clean link into the Super, which reduces the scaling. Good combo routing on Super's side to even up this game. Dashes in, and there's a free command grab.
Right, we're getting our stocks. Jump in working out decently well here for Wake Up Super, but no, they weren't prepared to finish their plate. I think Wake Up Super's leaving a little bit to be desired here, and I think they're also having a hard time contending with those limited but very dangerous ground buttons out of Lily. Blue Blazer gets the stun and finishes out the job. Set point once again.
I looked away for a second to find people in chat to make fun of, and I lost the game. I lost the round. It went so quickly in Blue Blazer's favor.
Damn it, Houseman! Now we all lost the game.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to address that. Blue Blazer with a neutral jump over Wake Up Super's OD Blanca Ball. We're gonna be pushing towards the corner again, but we're in mid screen for a little while longer. Blue Blazer has on deck a lot of damage, no win. Back throws out to the command grab, and Wake Up Super right now is in a terrible situation.
Yep. All right, Blue Blazer going to continue pressing the issue. Back throw out of Wake Up Super earns them corner control, but this is still an uphill battle for them. How far are they going to commit? Blanca-chan puts themselves in burnout. I can't help but feel like that's a bit of a mistake.
I mean, what threat does Blue Blazer really have? Oh, he dead. Oh, he dead.
There we are.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Oh, I died.
You know, sometimes it'd be like that, which means Blue Blazer does get to move on in the winner side of the bracket to play against Zycles for a top 24. Zycles in the chat says, Lily broken, please nerf. I'm not gonna... There's characters that I will allow any sort of slander for. Lily is one of the only ones that I'm like, no, Capcom can cook with her a little bit.
Well, he gets to have that mindset.
The amount of Kimberly I just watched, you're fine, Zycles.
It's true. ECT did have a lot of Kimberly representation. I don't think we're going to see them next. That might be later on in the stream, Cycles going up against Blue Blazer. But up next, we got the reigning king in terms of points and in terms of last week's tournament, Safe with his Ken going up against E-High.
Yeah, so I unfortunately am exposing my own mental deficiencies here. I don't recall who E-High plays. I don't know if you know off the top of your head. Chun-Li is what I'm hearing from the voice of God.
I was just going to say it. I was going to pretend like I knew, and you just had to ruin it for the whole stream. Thank you. No.
Like, I'm not interested in the fourth wall, man. Like, this presentation of like, no, we know all the things. I don't have frame data open on one monitor and chat on another and production in my ear telling me the things I don't know.
You know what? Big shout outs to Digital Impact, Digital Havoc, of course. Like, having all this info on all their players, they know this scene so well. They hire us to be the entertainment, but really we wouldn't know as much about this scene if it wasn't for these guys. So shout out to them. If you don't already follow this channel, please. It's more than just these World Warrior events. It's a lot of Street Fighter action. So they are keeping us well informed, and we're going to try to keep you guys well entertained. We're going to be getting Ken brings Chun-Li up. And Chun-Li, honestly, before I played Rashid, I played Chun. She's a lot of fun. She has a lot of extra combo routing, which is something I didn't really get to experience with her in Street Fighter V. I feel like her combo routing was
Yeah.
very much limited because of her cancelable options and such. And this game, they just let her do anything, man. And that's as daunting to the opponent as it is to the player. And we're gonna have to see how Ehai brings their own flavor of that to the match. But we've seen from other players that this character can be a monster if you just know every bit of combo routing she has.
Yeah, she has so much available to her. I play Chun myself. The stance cancel combo routes leave you a lot of opportunities. I imagine like the real crazy stuff that we'll see in like year 2 is, you know, people setting up spacing traps with the stance because it shortens your hurt box. So we've already seen people like use sweep at the very tip, cancel into the crouch stance, and then when they counter sweep you, which would have been a punish, it whiffs because you're shallower in your crouching hurt box. If you're a Chun player that maybe didn't know that, try to cycle it into your toolkit. It's real fun to mess with people.
No worries. Many Chuns already use that sweep so much. That sweep is actually one of the harder ones to punish, just in general in this game. It's a brutal one.
Who out here, Lemon Meringue, is complaining about Chun's anti-airs? She has a down input, invincible anti-air uppercut, and has 2 different normal button anti-airs, one of which can lead to, like you said, a whole bunch of damage.
Here's the thing. There would be more people happy if her inputs got changed to a traditional DP motion than I have fingers on my hands. Like there are a non-insignificant amount of people who would love to see her down motion become a DP motion for various reasons. But
say that now, but once you start getting up kicks instead of legs, you'll feel different.
Okay. I'm not going to try to downplay. I'm not going to try to take sides here. But Ehai, you know what? You got my approval in terms of playing the Chun. That is a fun character. Safe. You got my approval for just being the king right now, man. You are dominating this region. And let's see if you can continue to dominate today. Here comes the set.
All right. Okay, nice late throw tech there out of Ehai. Resetting back to neutral here for Chun is definitely ideal in this matchup. It can suck, like, the pocket Ken wants to be in where he could really start to maul you with all of his Jinrai options and everything is, like, just inside of your best pokes. So you really want to keep him at bay just a hair farther out. Getting absolutely oppressed in the corner right now.
You do notice that stronger players, as soon as they're done with their absolute pressure, they're going to back off because side switching is really not too difficult in this game. Ehai now burnt out in the corner, going to be suffering the Jinrai loops, and there it is. Safe, going to take a pretty dominant round number 1.
I mean, Ken can be really snowbally in this game and in this matchup, right? Ehai went to make that one call with the OD up kicks. You can only get one shot to try to bust out. No anti-airs have been represented yet here by Ehai, though.
Poor Ehai is really trying to find a range where they can contest some of these buttons. You've seen that back medium punch whip twice in safe space. Not without a punish. Not without a level 3. Safe. Taking a really slugger of a game number 1. I feel bad for Ehai. They are a nearly 1900 MR master rank Chun player. Just getting bopped right now by Safe.
I don't know, man. That P1 side corner, they must have a fantastic school district with how comfortable Ehai was just posting up and building their house there. Nice starter here for Ehai. This time, though, eventually you do have to wander out of your house. But, I mean, the way that the first game went, once Safe was in the driver's seat, Ehai wasn't really able to bring out the right type of energy defensively. I wonder whether that's going to continue here. OD up kicks? No, wake up parry.
Yeah, Ehai right now trying to avoid the burnout, and yeah, manages to call out these Jinrais with the drive impact. Ehai having good positional advantage, but unfortunately not able to anti-air there. Some bad anti-air options, unfortunately, only available. Oh my god, is Safe gonna kill here? No, he's not gonna have the option to do so. But the jump over the instant air legs will give Safe another round in their pocket.
See, I have a problem with instant air legs there because I feel like Safe hasn't been going to throw all that much, and that is a hard anti-throw option. So, like, I feel like eHigh is really grasping at straws defensively here.
I mean, when your back's to the corner here, sometimes you're looking for straws because you think you're drowning. But no, right now you're actually being smothered by these normals. The raw level 2 beats out the raw fireball? That's not how it works, Safe. What are you doing? What are you doing,
right,
Safe?
It's a weird what if universe. What if it was Ken's Super 2? Let's go, Daigo! Fireball game continuing here for eHigh as they try to press the issue a little bit early on the throw. Oh, you whipped it! Right into the level 2. We're getting a safe jump off of this, but Safe at any point just needs to mash level 1 through something.
Oh, he got the safe jump,
in the
world.
world?
Oh, what? Oh, Safe, what are you doing? You're playing with your food and you go for the sweep. That's it. We're done. Safe manages to close the round that was so securely his. But it worked out for him. Man. Oh,
that was dangerous. There was a little bit of stress there. There was a little bit of clench. The fact that you got smoked on the jump in on the safe jump is like, all right, come on. You know this is a safe jump. That's what everybody knows in this situation. It's one of the reasons why people are like, wow, Chun's so good. She corner carries you from screen to screen with Super 2 and then gets a safe jump, and now you're getting mauled in the corner. Getting smoked on the jump in, not ideal, but I imagine that we were just churning butter so hard that our hand slipped off the stick or something.
It was such an unbelievable hit that that eHigh didn't even believe it themselves. They went for the instant overhead setup follow-up, and that didn't extend the damage that they needed. And it was, as you know, as Chad put it, it was spaghetti at the end of the day. There's no other way to put it. But sometimes it just be that way, especially when you're playing with your food. And that's what Safe was doing. But he's so good, he managed to take a 2-0 nonetheless, not dropping a round. We move on. We move on in the bracket. Hopefully, our Chun man is having some good times in the loser's side because, man, that was not fun. That was not fun to experience at all.
Yeah,
but
definitely a tough pull. But we have Electribe and Slice playing with the next one. So, like we had said, Electribe currently sitting tied for 5th with Fart Slam on our leaderboard. On the Kimberly. Looks as though we're already loading into the match. Wow, we didn't even need to vamp all that hard. No, we are needing to vamp for the one time that it has us load. Slice on the Dalsim into Electribe's Kimberly. I'm going to be curious about this matchup. Kimberly can be really explosive and really oppressive when she's in your face, but I wonder how equipped she's going to be to deal with the neutral control out of Sim. I guess you can skip neutral.
And that's the biggie. You can use the overdrive teleport to just get in. Slice right now having to deal with this corner pressure. And honestly, Electribe, really, really strong rush down child. Kimberly, I feel like I've seen this matchup between these two at least a few times, and it usually goes in Electribe's favor, but right now Slice taking full advantage of these corner throw loops. Electribe finally managed to get out, gets drive, reverse it back in. Oh my god, he's right back. Is he dead? He's super dead. Oh my god.
Yeah, we have to spend the level 1. Yeah, we have the can for the extra bit of damage. That is going to be enough to do it. Electribe is able to draw first blood here. And yeah, I was like, oh, how are you going to contend with the anti-neutral tools with the way that he can lock down the screen? You just bulldoze through it, even immediately representing slide. So many different tools to be able to circumvent fireballs. Slice is having a hard time getting started here. I think Slice is... I was about to say that Slice might have to be a little bit more active, and it seems like that's already being the adjustment out of Slice. Wake up. Reversal super is not going to work out.
I like it overall. Yeah, I couldn't think of a better result for that myself. Slice still managing to not take too much damage on that drive impact. Oh, Electribe tried to get a little bit of a juggle going off of that Crouch Fierce, but we're going to have a lot of damage in our pocket with this level 3 here. So Electribe just needs one more hit. Slice, though, getting a lot of clean hits here and there. Goes into the level 1 and actually sets themselves up for one more throw to kill.
Yep. Oh no, they were too early. He knew that it was one more throw like you had said, but didn't let the drive rush complete. So now, both in burnout, both very nearly dead. Nice teleport. Electribe caught a little bit of sleep at the wheel and is smoked by the low jumping jab. Round apiece here in game 1.
Okay. you see Slice trying to go more airborne, and it's definitely throw Electribe off a little bit. They haven't tried using the OD. Oh, there it is, the OD teleport. But Slice even had a call out for that, getting a beautiful juggle on the force knockdown air state. And right now, Electribe with very little health has the level 3, but might not even get a chance to spend it if things can go in this way. Oh,
Wow.
yes.
Perfect out of Dalsum here for Slice. Yeah, there was that early representation of like the teleport stuff, but like you had highlighted, Electribe found that spot on the screen where it's like, oh, okay, I can smoke you out of teleport, I can smoke you out of run. The fact that we're locked down in the corner so early right now is not ideal for Slice. If we don't have to play neutral, that's ideal for Electribe.
Whoa, what a reversal of fates, though. The teleport actually gets the clean hit from Slice that he needed. Good teleport away from the drive rush pressure. Electribe right now definitely falling for a lot of this teleport pressure, which means that they might be delayed teching on defense a little too much. But that being said, Electribe is trying to bring things back. Life is somewhat even here. It's anybody's game right now, and the corner is Electribe's.
All right. Okay, air to air, we do get the counter hit, which is just enough to put Slice into burnout reversal. Is that going to connect? Yes, it will. Electribe was a little bit too hungry for that wall slump, and it is not going to work out for them. This is now set point here for Slice.
Yeah, so unfortunate. You'd almost think that was a game checkpoint, but Slice knew they had those 2 bars in the pocket for a reason. And right now, looking at a much better round start compared to the last one. A beautiful whiff punish from Electribe.
That was great, but perfect parry we just get for sweep. Oh, because of course we're going to teleport out of the corner. Yeah, Electribe blocks the cross up because it was pretty transparent in that spot. Electribe almost at burnout. That parry pump is a little bit dangerous. Punish counter.
Oh, he went for it again. Beautiful anti-air from Slice, who's able to control things and take it 2-0 despite the early nervousness from the first round.
Yeah, I think nervousness is one way to characterize it. I think for Dalsum, a big deal is, you know, understanding when your opponent is going to try to dial up the intensity so that you can put a stop to it. You're like the resistor, right? Like your job is to slow them down. And so what happened was, I think Electribe brought out the energy super quick, and it took a moment there for Slice to sort of find that, like, okay, here's what I need to represent to stop you from doing the things that are bulldozing me. And that's going to be enough to slow the game down. And now I can really drive. And I think once we got to that point, we saw a lot firmer control. There were more of these great anti-airs. We were able to see more of the Dalsum, you know, set play type of stuff that we sometimes see. So great play there out of Slice, who gets to move on to the top 24, where I can see a lot of this bracket's been updated. Flux Waves will be playing against Slice in a top 24 match. That is a set.
Yeah. Looking at the bracket right now, yeah, you got Flux Wave will be going up against Slice. Safe will be going up against Rami. That was a not only like round 1 of top 8 last week, it was the grand finals for last week. So that is going to be a hype match coming up later on in the stream. Let's see, going in the loser's side, Revive the Man taking out Mortzi, taking out Chirithi as well, taking out a couple names on their way to a potential top 8 seeding. Electribe going to have to go up against Snafu. Fart Slam going 2-0 against Will Intentions. Yeah, a lot of names still left in the bracket, but they're being slowly eliminated bit by bit. But who's the big name we got up next?
We got Zhen coming back to the sticks, playing against LES to qualify for a top 24 match. Winner of this set plays against Van N. And Joe Mayrogan, just to give you the last bit of update for top 24, is waiting on Zycles and Blue Blazer, it looks like, to determine the last of our winner's side top 24 matches. Very rapidly getting through this evening. It's only been an hour, but we're already getting up to these semifinals. So nothing but efficiency and bringing you the dopest matches here at Digital Havoc, Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior Canada East. That's a mouthful. So many numbers, so many letters in that anagram too.
It's a lot.
I always second guess it when I write the tweet.
But that being said, when we're talking about Capcom Cup, you know, this is all of this is going towards a spot at Capcom Cup this year, which They announced it's going to be in Hollywood again this year, and honestly, I'm super excited. It looks like it's going to be a week-long thing again, which is super cool to see. But you know what's even cooler? DJ versus JP. Battle of the Letters. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely going to be intrigued here to see how this one goes. And like I said, the winner of this does move on to play against... Oh, no, I lied. I was thinking of somebody else. Anyway, ignore me. OD Amnesia is able to connect, and wow. Somebody's going to need... I can't wait for the adjustments to that move. I'm going to scroll right to the patch notes of JP when a patch inevitably comes out here.
Oh, no, I'm expecting him to lose it in Season 7. But less right now. Getting thrown by Zen, who's trying to make the best of this last round. Honestly, Les has like really gotten a good amount of this first start. But Zen gonna try to make it work. OD Amnesia comes to play, but the forward throw calls out the lines. And one more OD Amnesia gets spiked to the ground. Zen able to make a good reversal and take round 1.
Yep, jump in here, gets anti-aired, but working out better for Zhen so far. Nice whiff punish out of LES. We are able to reset back to full screen. No, actually, Les is choosing to be the aggressor a fair bit.
That punish counter hurts so much. Are we going to go level 3? Yeah, we are. We want to burn this man out. No. Give him the full body massage.
And that's huge, right? Because we've seen the reliance on OD Amnesia out of that first round. Nice slight delay into the standing strong. If it works, you finish out and you finish your plate. If it doesn't, it's one of the best stagger strings in the game, especially when your opponent is in burnout. Oh, bringing out the fireball this time is Zhen to a strong start this time. Why you reaching? I'm busy teaching.
Little too much reaching. Combo did not work at the end there. But LES right now looking almost lost after what seemed like such a strong couple of rounds in the last session. But Zen has their targets locked, meeting with the fireballs to call out Amnesia once more, and Zen is on set point.
Yeah, I think it's not dissimilar to the previous set, right? Like, Zhen gets a read on that rhythm and is like, oh, here's what I need to represent in order to blow you up. Cool. I'm going to be the one dictating stuff now. Now, unfortunately, LES has burned themselves out and run out of steam, trying to ensure that they don't end up with their back to the wall. Oh, we didn't get the up kicks that we wanted there to Zhen. Reversal level 1.
Yeah, LES is just trying to survive this burnout state against Shen, who jumps over the level 2, and this should go into
dead.
super arts.
Oh my god! What? DJ!
What happened? DJ, where you going?
He got his ankles crisscrossed. That was absolutely insane.
I have no words. My words have failed me. Les, though, getting a little over-eager with the command grab, gonna get punished by the level 2. Then dropping the rhythm once more and then getting jumped over. LES could eat this out.
So is that a drop? I know that some DJs against a standing opponent will try to... You can get like an extension off of that if you end the super at a certain spot. I don't know if that was the right spot, but I truthfully don't recall. Anyway, Zhen is still in the driver's seat. Perfect parry. Oh, yeah, we have enough in the tank here to close this one out. Zhen is going to be able to move on to the top 24 over LES. We'll have another opportunity down there in the loser's side. Plenty of matches still to go, but what in the world was DJ on?
What happened? He just started punching this way and went, oh, look at that, and went the other way. I don't know what happened. Capcom, please. Capcom, please. Oh, but you know what? Jen's a pro. Doesn't sweat under pressure. Knew he had to contain himself after that little bit of a mishap, and was able to still play it out as a 2-0. So GG's. Whew. Man. And then like he kind of smoked him, right? He kind of smoked him, but LES is like 2100 MR, right? He's no slouch. They are no slouch. And that's just where Zhen is at. They are at that pro level, and it is just scary to see them dismantle somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, Look, multiple people had said it in chat. I had the same reaction when I looked at the leaderboard after, the first of our World Warrior weeks, where I was like, wait, Gen, not that Gen, right? And everyone's like, no, it's that Gen. I guess they're here for college. And it's like, all right, wow, that's insane. Definitely strong, definitely, as I had said, super solid at sort of identifying the type of game you want to play and blowing you up for it. Blue Blazer versus Cycles is going to be the last of our top 24 qualifier matches that I believe we're going to be getting on stream. Do not adjust your set. We're still here.
We are still here indeed. Cycles right now trying to take it over last week's top 4 placer. Blue Blazer really needs this top 8 placement though. As does Cycles. Cycles actually kind of needs Blue Blazer to lose this, if not to threaten their point situation.
Yeah, this is one of those scary matches where it's like, it might not matter as much for today's tournament, but it matters over the lifespan of this. We are cashing out the level 1. We have the 1 can in the back. That is going to be enough to do it. Cycles draws first blood in the first round. Joe Maroga, that's big talk from 3rd place.
Oh my god. You're going to call it? We're going to sit on the couch here and be calling out everybody? I respect it though. I am
the Muppets in the wings up top right now, let me tell you.
Don't bring that up. I don't want to talk about how I'm bold and like those guys. All right, Cycles though, trying to use these plus frames. It ain't happening. Cycles using the drive rush really effectively against Blue Blazers. Wind enhanced Condor Spire. That one not enhanced though. Challenges right away. Cycles going to the air. Like a kind of bit of a scrambly situation for both, but that's kind of how both these players or characters play. They just scramble till something works.
Right. I mean, they're both explosive kind of characters, right? Like, Blue Blazer needs to be careful about when they try to get the Condor stores because Cycles can so quickly bulldoze through the screen, but Cycles needs to assume some vulnerability to bulldoze through the screen that a Condor exposes. So they're both sitting at the super far range, but the first of them to make a mistake is going to get absolutely smoked. Blue Blazer, no, a little bit late on trying to get that follow along, but that fierce managing to catch out Cycles as they try to press forward.
Nice use of the forward fierce, and I like the immediate cash out because honestly, as Lily, you don't mind sitting back a little bit and just enjoying your life lead. But we're going in anyway. Has the drive reversal, and that costs you 2 bars. That could be expensive down the road, but Cycles manages to get not only the back throw, but a cross up as well, but doesn't finish their play.
Nice counter DI. I think you go finish out this combo into the level 3. Please and thank you. No, we wanted the side swap, and we did get the side swap into the overhead. Please finish your plate. This ought to be enough to kill, I think.
Yes, it absolutely is. You get the 10% bump with this activation, and the last inhalation of the paint kills out Blue Blazer in game number 1.
Jeez, all right, we are loading right back in.
It is super deceptive.
I don't think I've ever blocked it, especially in that setup. In fact, when I see that setup, I feel like you should just default to blocking overhead anyway, because it's like they're not getting the corpse hop and then going low.
Yeah, that's very true. But in that moment, you panic, you block the best you can, but the stun in the corner comes all the same. Ooh, does the forward throw. It gets broken. Cycles pushes them back in the corner with the drive reversal. But I don't know about doing it again. You're burnt out again is what's going to happen. Cycles actually looking fashionable in the burnout.
I got hit there too in that same sort of anti-air situation previously. It had always stayed one side that time. So ambiguous. Cycles was ready to close that one out, and it is set point now for Cycles, already representing that standing medium kick. Blazer trying to be more aggressive this time. Perfect parry. Oh, we didn't finish out the parry. There's a second hit still coming.
Yeah, so the big thing you have to do, if you get the perfect parry on the first hit of Condor Spire, is just go into drive impact. They will not recover in time. You'll be able to armor the other hits. And unfortunately, Cycles just got caught in that mix, getting hit by the level 1. Blue Blazer now sitting with a stupid life lead in the back throw. Should do it. Now, another round, but Cycles still on set point.
This is an incredibly explosive matchup right now. Both of these characters just want to bully you and stay in your face. The difference being, I think Kimberly a little bit stickier in that respect. I think she sticks to you a little bit more. Lily's going to tend back towards the neutral a little bit more often. And the net result of this is Blue Blazer is spending a lot of time in this corner, smart up forward, but Cycles is so ready with that layer 2. I'm playing an option, but I'm still ready to anti-air you or bring out something interesting if you try to jump out.
The rough thing is that I think Blue Blazers was at least trying to play around burning out Cycles, but that's actually proven not to be that effective. That being said, speaking of burnout, Blue Blazer is going to be stuck in this corner, burnt out with a powered up Kimberly on their tail. There goes the raw drive impact. You ain't ready for it. Blue Blazer is going to be knocked by Cycles into the loser's side before they can make it into top 8. Ooh, it's a rough place to be, but unfortunately, Cycles just had to put you there.
Yeah, but a very strong performance there by Cycles. I think it was, you described it as scrambly. It was a little bit back and forth, but I think eventually we did just see Cycles getting that feel for the rhythm and the tricky layers that they were embedding into their play between the really ambiguous left-right situations and the set play option. I think I said this watching them play through semifinals up at ECT. I think of every Kimberly that I saw there this past weekend, Cycles has among the best set play that I have seen among a Kimberly player. Their set play and their pressure is so strong, and that was a great representation of it.
It's definitely the least telegraphed, because I feel like, you play enough Kimberlys, you kind of see the same mix-ups coming, and you eventually get a read for how the player wants to go. Cycles, it feels like I've never seen half of these mix-ups from a Kimberly before, and because of that makes the mix-up so much more dangerous, because how can you read the tendency of a mix you don't know that's coming? Like, it becomes so much scarier. You don't know when you're supposed to drive rush, or drive parry, when you're supposed to drive impact. And we even saw Blue Blazer trying to use those feints on the whirlwind stocks to try to bait Cycles into doing some drive impact against their own offense, but Cycles is just so confident in their own neutral play and their own pressure that they don't feel the need to overextend like that. And it actually makes for like this really dangerous combination of hyper aggression and then back off confidence. It's really stellar.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I wanted to call out the neutral as well, where by the end there you started seeing like there's a reason there was so much perfect parry. And it's because Cycles got to this rhythm exactly like you said, of being like, word, I'll reset back. We see that reliance, sort of like a little bit of Shine flavored, right? Of like standing medium kick as this great footsie tool with hit confirms behind it into DR. And like, all right, if we're playing footsies, I'm comfortable perfect parrying your stuff. And that came out so much there. So you're absolutely right. There's adding that additional dimension there to their play made a huge degree of difference. Speaking of different, I think we're going to be hitting you with a different match coming up soon. Safe and MTL's Rami playing for a top 8 winner side spot. What a set this is about to be. Ken and Rashid, number 1 on the leaderboard versus number 4 on the leaderboard. I don't even know where to start with this one.
This could really set the tone for a lot of top 8, because Safe right now, not to make a pun, but he's been the safe pick for taking first place each time this tournament happens. Rami, though, gave them a good run for their money, went lost in the grand finals for last week, but went 3-2. Went 3-2. That's as close as you can get without resetting the bracket. And honestly, I think Rami's Rashid, once he gets the rhythm of things, can really get things going, but it still can. You got that reversal in you. You've got that great neutral in you. And we've seen Safe, even when he's playing with his food, is dangerous. So God help you if he's playing at 100%.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to be curious to see how Rami is going to be able to bring this to the table, right? I was starting to talk about it a little bit earlier. I think the thing that's interesting about Rashid is the way that his sort of unique mechanic inspires, like, he has an interesting flavor of the fireball game where you're worried about his fireballs, not in the sense that they're fireballs, but in the sense that if you let him set up his fireball without interacting with him, he gets to get in your face and get plus frames, right? Like the post whirlwind situation is what you're worried about. So I think Safe in general is you have a choice, right? You're either going to try to represent enough fireball in neutral to like slow them down, or you're just going to meet that intensity face to face. And so far, the style of Safe has definitely been a lot of intensity, a lot of standing fierce. So I'm going to be curious to see how this is going to go off rip. Nice pickup off the low forward to start, and just like that, you're at the corner.
Yeah, it's probably arguably one of the strongest things you can have in this game. A good low forward into the drive rush. Safe takes a good amount of
cancelable low forward. That could you can plan your entire game plan around a good cancelable low forward. No, we didn't get the anti-air that we wanted. Counter hit cross up there. I wonder whether that was that heavy mixer not working out super great for Rashid in that spot.
Trades, unfortunately, on the mediums. Rami trying to threaten with that wall dive option. Unfortunately, gets thrown out of their parry attempt, but a back throw from Rami is going to give them the corner. Plus frames on the overhead, but Safe uses that opportunity to jump out, get the side switch, and then drive impact against the whirlwind pressure. Safe taking round number 1.
Yeah, smart place to DI. Rami had unfortunately hard committed to charging that whirlwind there, so there was not an answer to be had. Slide, we're just checking with the crouching strong after, and now we're in that magic spot where Ken can just kind of do whatever he wants, freestyle the offense.
I'm worried about these buttons that Rami's throwing out there. It looks like he's trying to counter poke, and counter poking is just so dangerous in this game. Yeah, go for safe drive rush into knockdown into our super R2. That is a really strong option just to checkmate the kind of neutral situation. Plus frames for days, but Safe spends good 2 bar just to get the pressure off of him. But the meaty overhead hits. We're gonna combo into drive rush on this. Rami unfortunately loses out on the rest of their drive gauge, but has such a life lead. Safe is gonna try to bring it back, and this is so dangerous.
Yeah, I think, oh my god, going for the jump there from Rami is a little bit scary. I would love a backdash. What a whiff punish right into the Super Rashid kick to close that round out. I love that from Rami. You just needed to disconnect and disengage just enough. 1 round apiece, but Safe is sitting pretty with tons of bar. The late crouching strong out of the run is going to catch out Rami as a frame trap. We just barely don't get the whiff punish on the standing roundhouse.
Ooh. Oh, I saw that whiff and I saw it hit, but Safe doesn't fully cash out. Waits to cash out for later on. He doesn't have enough to kill here. No, he doesn't spend any bar. Goes for the meaty overhead and it lands. And Safe is going to do a perfect round to take game number 1.
Yeah, I think Rami just really didn't get a whole lot of opportunities to start playing their game in that set was, I think, the big start. There was a great counter DIs out of Safe. The footsie game was really good. And what I wanted to highlight is there as well. There's a couple of spots where Rami's getting caught out, committing to options that are punishable, and Safe is taking those opportunities. Perfect parry. Oh, when did we get away from just back throw as the default option after perfect parry?
To be fair, he was a little too far away, and I don't think Rami even thought that was going to be a punishable perfect parry option. And yeah, Safe is just running with the dropped opportunity from Rami. Uses the OD spinning mixer to get out of the corner. But man, it might be too little too late. But maybe never's too late. We got that hit into Super R2. It's now or never. Goes in with the whirlwind. Sets it up again.
Empty low. Got a little bit of damage. What's the mix-up going to be? Neutral jump play. Shimmy connects. Now Safe is in burnout. Ooh. I can't believe you were brave enough to go for the stun there. I had every belief that Safe was churning that butter for a reversal level 1.
Clean overhead and neutral after the whiff from Safe. These crouch medium kicks, though, working on both sides of the fence. Rami gets the corner, trying to play it safe, trying to play secure, and Safe is not calling out anything yet. Getting whiff punished on these crouching medium kicks. Rami backs off just to try to conserve a little bit of drive gauge.
Yeah, okay. That was a bold choice for just the raw Eagle Spike in neutral, maybe expecting to catch like a raw DR or something out of Safe. Unfortunately, that counter throw does put Rami back into burnout. And now you're just getting mauled. This is such a scary range, especially when Ken has extra plus frames on you. And now you donated a free super bar on top of it? Well, I don't mind if I do, says Safe, and now we are on set point.
That being said, the only super Rami needs is level 2. We get a nice knockdown from the start, but no, you overcommitted. Tornado's still incoming, so we're gonna use Super R3, but it still hits! The tornado still gives the side switch for Rami.
And it was still there for Rami to get the pickup after even. Look at this juggle. What's the mix-up going to be? We go for a little shimmy. Drive reversal out of safe to just get a little bit of breathing room out of the corner. We were prepared with the anti-air fireball attempt, and we have the juggles here from Rami. This is a massive. We have one more bit of drive.
That's dead.
Win to level 1. This is going to be enough, right?
Yes, this will juggle absolutely. Holy cow, Rami. What a combo. Clip that whole round. That was absolutely bonkers.
My God. So when the scramble is your eggs and you convert and make a A1 breakfast out of it.
I tell you, man, that SA2 is like kind of the saving grace for Rashid in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna lie, we get carried by that super hard in a lot of ways. But Safe right now trying to kill Rami before they can get a chance to use the tornado for their game.
Oh no, clip low. Safe is not liking how that round had gone. One more touch will do it. Shimmy, nothing really comes of it. Parry pump out of Rami, who leaves the parry pumping a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah, I was just trying to build back as much drive gauge as he expected Safe to give him, but too little too late. Safe right now on set point.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, see green and go.
Ooh, the crouch
Clipped by the low,
hit.
though.
Yeah, Safe has been a little bit more hesitant to throw out the crouch medium kick, especially when there's a chance it could whiff, because Rami's been really on point with the whiff punishes. Oh my God, what a big opportunity there. Does a big amount of damage to an SA2 setup. And right now, Safe is backing up into the corner. Are we going to do raw drive impact? Oh! No, we're going to beat out. Yeah, set up one more. No, there should have been a combo there, and he got greedy. Was hoping there was not enough life from Safe. But man, oh man, is he going to make this hurt? Corner side switch.
Into the stun. There was nothing to be done. Safe has the level 3 in the tank to close this one out, and indeed will do just that as they are able to move on to the winner's side of top 8, 2-1. What a tight set over Rami.
So unfortunate that the combo dropped in that way in the corner, but it was so close. It was so close. Man, Rami is something else, man. He is making this character look even more fire than he already is. But not as fire as Ken, not as fire as Safe's Ken. Safe takes it 2-1.
Yeah, I think you said the drop. I think maybe the expectation, I think Rami thought the tornado was going to be there just a smidge longer than it was, and that last mixer wasn't empowered for them to get the link after, maybe?
No, it definitely was. He just was a little. It is only. I say only +4. It is +4, so it's like you either hit that or you don't. There's just no.
Sure, it's a one frame link. One frame link.
Yeah,
air quotes, because obviously the buffer system in this game is makes that quite a bit easier.
Yeah. But even still, when you're making these combos last for so long, so you're bound to drop one of them eventually. And unfortunately, his option there was to take the reset and say, okay, maybe he's not looking for the drive impact here, so I can get away with that and just clinch this round anyway. And no, Safe is always ready for the drive impact. He listened to Fudo. If you think you can drive impact, just press the button. And Safe certainly did, and did a good amount of damage and reversal off of that. So always ready, always prepared, just like the Boy Scouts teach you. Do you have Boy Scouts in Canada? When I think about it, do y'all have Boy Scouts up in Canada?
Oh, okay.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I've been told that yes, but different.
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
I mean, moving on to winners 8s there. Zhen coming back to the sticks for this one. It's like, you know what? It's like Digital Havoc and Incendium knew that I was sad that I didn't get the chance to see Zhen last week or last last bracket, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's make sure these matches are coming through. We're going to be playing against Van N for a winner's top 8 spot. Here's my question. What's the N short for? I keep wanting to say like Van Nuys. That's like a university or something, isn't it? Oh, okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Voice of God tells me that it's the initial of their last name, so it's on some Brad M energy.
Mm. That's my favorite.
Should have
It's like
known.
everybody's like, how did you come up with your name? And I'm like, it's just my name. Like it's just my name. Well, no,
Wait, is your name
no
actually
extra
Houseman?
energy. It's House, but yes,
Oh,
essentially.
word,
Yeah.
word.
But yeah, you know, I respect it. Van is a name I keep hearing coming up. It comes up in the Toronto area. Apparently, Big Four player, kind of stayed out of 5. I know a lot of folks kind of dipped with 5, and then are coming back in 6, which is great to see. And they've been, you know, showing up in a lot of either top 16s, if not top 8s. But they're going to be going up against the big boy today. They're going to be going up against the big man, Mr. Jan. And I wish them the best of luck because right
Mhm.
now every opponent Jen has had has been just walloped by this very rhythmic DJ, even throughout the drops.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a very strong showing. I think, you were alluding to the perceived strength of DJ a little bit earlier. I think
Mm-hmm.
we ended up in this really weird phase in the beginning of the game where having a good drive rush that zipped across the screen was all it took, because it was like DJ and Jury were the problems in like that
Yeah,
first month, right? And I
yeah.
think both of those characters have fallen off a little bit as the highest level of players have gotten more comfortable checking raw drive rush. And I think what's happened as a result of that is the DJs that have really stuck with the character are optimizing, putting out crazy damage off of every touch, and really keeping that mental stack full in the way that they use Cool Step to overwhelm you in the mid range.
Yeah, I mean, DJ is one of the best characters of calling out things like delay tech or delay press because of that cool
Yeah,
step and the punish counters that he gets from it. Even then, his screen presence is almost akin to Ken's, where like if you took him as a fireball character, if you were just planning on being like Fireball Wars, his Fireball's okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but like when you take into account that he's pretty much always going to be rushing behind that fireball, it's really strong. It's really, really potent. And like a good DJ will be able to use that either in terms of pressure or in terms of comboing. And they'll also be really good at just never being caught off guard in terms of their anti-air options as well. Like one of DJ's biggest weakness, I would argue, is like his over reliance on back heavy kick in terms of an anti-air, which is like not a bad button at all. But like if you don't have charge and they short jump you, back heavy kick's gonna whiff a lot. It doesn't have a lot of forward presence. And so
sure.
a good DJ will mix it up with like the crouch heavy kick to keep that anti-air presence still very much there and almost make him as turtley as Guile while still having that rush down presence that a lot of people assume Guile has because he has the slow sonic boom, but DJ is just way better at.
Yeah, I think with the faster fireballs, with I think the more dangerous and sort of overwhelming mid range pokes, and that great drive rush. Yeah, I think he, compared to Guile, definitely wants to be in your face much more. I think when Guile has it, Guile can be, a pressure
Mhm.
monster, but his ability to get into that range in your face is maybe not quite as effective at getting to that point as DJ is. And to that point, we have a DJ mirror here for this one. Jen on P2 side with the blue jacket, and we've got Van N E1 side with the green trunks.
I did overlook that this was going to be a mirror match, which makes it kind of interesting. Ooh, the empty jump not working out for Jen. But even then, such a big life lead, hard to overcome. That forward throw gonna help though.
Right, there's that anti-air up kicks coming out from Zhen, who is now we're resetting back a little bit. We're trying to represent those cool steps, making it really difficult for either one to get the read on the other. This is a matchup that's being played on the backbeat right now. Let me tell you, Standing Fierce connects, but my Standing Fierce comes out at a better time, and Zhen gets the pickup of the punish counter. Just cool light kick for that first round.
Honestly, it's going to be interesting seeing how crouch medium kick comes into this in the long run. Jen getting a big option into big damage. He tries for the crouch medium kick again, gets jumped over, but it really these little nuisances don't really harm Jen in the long run. It feels like he's always ready to wake up with buttons. He's always ready to call out your Oki. There's the reset we've been seeing a few times, and Jen actually absolutely takes advantage of it, and takes game one. And kind of surprised. It's not surprising in terms of like, you know, it's Jen, but like it just happened so suddenly.
Right.
Like,
it was like it's like I
nowhere.
blinked and we were at the end of the game, especially after a drop where like the way that situation keeps coming up, I find myself wondering, is it a drop or is it the attempt at the reset? I don't quite know. Jen finding the parry through the fireballs now, but Van N gets that side switch with that cool step, and now Jen back to the wall, but has far more drive gauge to contend with. But that only matters if you're not getting absolutely mauled. Nice punish counter starter there for Van, is able to get that round for them.
He has done what no one else has done so far and get around, which is big, honestly. That's the start of 2 rounds. Air smash you right in the face. Oh, you tried. You tried your best, but you didn't succeed. Zen right now, letting the machine gun up a rip. Van is stuck in the corner now. No challenge on the wake up. Gets perfect parried for their challenge, but Zen actually doesn't choose the right button to punish with. Is he going to cash out here? No, he's just going to use standard up kicks. Nice back throw. There's the perfect parry. And wow, Jen using 2 perfect parries to take out the rest of Van's life and put us at set point.
Yeah, I think Jen chose to play greedy there in a spot where it makes a lot of sense. You had such a commanding life and positional advantage. You didn't have to commit there. I usually criticize not finishing your plate, but if there was ever a spot to do it and put some away for a rainy day, it was there. Has spent a lot of drive gauge so far in this round. Has Jen, but they're still getting the better of this positional advantage now. What a whiff punish off of that drive rush, and they've got Van still standing in the corner.
What a challenge to the cool step. Only one DJ main could call out another with such beautiful accuracy. This is Van's opportunity now. Drive gauge in their advantage. Uses it for raw drive rush. Beautiful punish. Can they kill with this? Oh no.
That's such a shame.
Oh,
Combo
no.
drop into CA here for Jen. It's going to put Van in burnout if it doesn't outright kill them.
Oh, just enough, but he's in burnout. As you mentioned, the raw Sobot chips him. And Zen is going to take Van out of the winner's side 2-0. Oh,
That was really strong. We saw shades of it there for Van, but of all the places to drop, what a shame. And you're absolutely right. You had highlighted it. Van so far having the best showing against Jen that we've seen of anyone so far this evening. But close doesn't get you to the finish line. It just gets you close. So moving on to that top 8 now is Jen, Joe, Umerogen, and Zykel's waiting in the wings. Zykel's already asking for advice in chat about what to do against Luke.
I mean, hey, he's looking for advice on one specific part of Luke, and that's that jump fierce. That jump fierce is brutal, especially when you consider that, you know, Kimberly, she does have the grounded Tatsu, which has its own air invincibility options, but it moves her so far upwards that unless you're using the overdrive version, it's really not effective against something like jump fierce. It's just brutal, man. It's brutal when your matchup can be so heavily dictated by a single thing that the character has.
Yeah, I mean, like, your other good anti-air option is, you know, that crouching fierce with that upwards elbow, and it's just, I think it's going to get stuffed by jumping fierce out of Luke so much. He reaches so far down. My man has been to the hardcore show and he's picking up the pennies.
Here we go.
All right, opening up with a bit of a fireball game here is Joe, representing his own crouching fierce. I don't have the same difficulty dealing with your air approach, says Joe off rip.
Okay, Joe. Actually, you know what? I didn't even point this out yet. This is the first time we're seeing Joe in bracket today. Man did a hot streak right into his placement right now. Ooh, okay, nice anti-air. Got one down.
Yeah, it's a big start here, and now Cycles is almost out of burnout. I think they maybe didn't believe in that timing very much. Good DI. Joe gets a little bit too hungry and overcommits to the charged knuckle. Now Cycles in the driver's seat. Just like that, we've ended up on the better foot, and with the last frame, manages to get out this stun.
Oh, that cheeky reset almost landed with the meaty overhead, but it whiffed. Still, Cycles able to get round number 1.
All right, now back to fishing with that standing medium kick. We had seen, okay, you know what? Even a trade here isn't awful. I think maybe they thought they were going to get a juggle combo and the height just wasn't quite right.
All right, we've seen Cycles been really excessive with those drive reversals. It's costly. It's costly on the drive gauge. And Joe, oh my god, Joe doesn't even care. He wanted that link, didn't get it, unfortunately. Is Cycle's going to go right into level 3? No, he's going to save it, slide under, set up the, interesting use of the bomb there. Unfortunately, gets hit by the air-to-air from Joe, who's right now shimmying and buffering at the same time. What I like to call a
nice neutral jump. We're out of burnout. Both players out of burnout, but Joe finds the throw in that little second of hesitation and manages to claim out that round.
Cool, okay. Neutral jump to call out the stand fierce, but doesn't come out. Beautiful hit on the crouch medium punch. And I like this cancel. I like this cancel a lot. You want that 10% right away. You want that extra drive gauge. And you want Joe to be on the back burner.
Absolutely. Delay throw gets teched on both sides. Cycles, I mean, at this point, you can even just try to be the patient one. Which will jump roundhouse. Oh no, a back throw from Joe. And he has positional and drive gauge advantage. And you highlighted that drive reversal. I respect why Cycles is doing it. Defensively, Kimberly doesn't have a reversal, so you can feel like you can get mauled a little bit using that drive reversal to get away from it. But the side effect is exactly as you said. You end up in burnout. Backing off, trying to slow the round down, getting that can back as well.
Kind of taking advantage of Joe being so laid back in terms of any sense of pressure, any sorts of offense. But now you see why. Oh, the Super R3 was inevitable. I don't think Cycles is dead, though. It's really close, but I don't think he's dead.
No, I agree with you. There's going to be...
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Bro,
Main character, baby.
Where'd her life go?
She just died. We're supposed to have even health here. She just died. Oh my god.
Shimmy connects here from Cycles, who had time in between rounds to highlight that was honest in the chat. You know, I like the engagement from our players here at Canada East World Warrior. Lockdown in the corner. And the difficulties...
Don't tweet while on stage.
The difficulties for that drive gauge here for Cycles have been a consistent problem.
Good challenge. You know what? Decent challenge from Joe with the crouch light punch. Hey, we got reversal super R1 though to counteract the drive impact. But and you know what? Cycles still has another one. They're gonna have to survive this combo. Hey, they're ready. Joe trying to sneak in the drive impact, but Cycles ready with their own. Takes a round.
It was like you said, if you think you can do it, just do it. Honestly, if you see a DI, even if you don't think you can do it, you should probably just get in the habit of mashing out DI anyway. I need to work on that myself. We are in a throw here for Joe as we are slowly pushing Cycles back to the corner, bringing up the fireball game a little bit as we stall. And yup, no anti-airs for you.
You saw it. I saw it. The crouch fierce was just starting to come out, but nah, Luke. Jump heavy punch, hit all the same. Yo, the wake up OD air Tatsu though. Yeah, gives you enough
and
time.
And it side swaps. It earns. Yeah, it earns Cycles that corner position once again. Into another wall slump. Wow, Joe asleep at the wheel just a bit. Okay.
Oh my goodness, Cycles unfortunately having some momentum there, but what is momentum to a reversal OD Dragon Punch? God, Joe with that crouch medium punch is doing so much damage, going straight into the level 3, something I kind of wish Cycles had done at the end of that last round, because now they're on such a back burner. I don't know if they can come back from this.
It's going to be a tough hill to climb for sure. We need a good DI, a nice attempt at the jump in, but we're still back up against the corner. Blocking is super scary right now, so naturally Zycles doesn't block. So worried about burnout, so they block with their face, and Joey Marogan gets the better of it, is able to move on to the winner side of top 8, and I do believe, and I am checking the thing, yes, indeed, we'll play against Zhen as a winner side top 8 match, standing opposite Safe, who we obviously saw beat Rami at the top of the block. Safe is waiting for the winner of our final winner side top 16 qual match, Flux Waves versus Slice, which I imagine will be the next match that we'll be watching, given that it's the only winner side match left.
That is what the Tinkertail Parade is telling me down below there. But you know what? Fluxways is somebody that we haven't seen yet today. They went through their pools like knife through butter, to say the least. But Slice might have a contestant against them. It's going to be an interesting matchup. JP versus Dalsim, pretty much the game's 2 centerfold zoners. It's an awkward matchup, I'm going to say. It's really weird because I feel like JP is actually really good at working around Sim's weird kind of pseudo air-based neutral that a lot of characters can sometimes struggle to rush in on. Like, you know, we saw it was Electribe's own Kim that had struggled to consistently get in when Slice was using those air the air flow. I don't think JP has as much of that issue in dealing with that because he has a departure option, because he has the spike, which reaches so high into the sky.
Right.
I'll be interested to see how they play this matchup.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be intrigued. As I had said, this is the final of our winner side top 8 qualifier matches. The loser side matches are still ongoing. So yes, Van N qualified already. Zycles gets another chance. Rami plays against Fart Slam for another loser side match, and Zsnuts waits on the results of this match.
Okay, we already see him jumping over or floating over a few spikes, so Slice might have a good sense of this matchup. Tries to get in with a drive rush slide after perfect parrying, and wow, okay. Looks like Slice I feel like might actually have the call out.
Yeah, Sim has just enough like movement options that I feel like you can do decently well. Hitting with the jumping fierce from very high up. It seems like one of the adjustments Slice is making is like, all right, well, if I just play at full jump height rather than that half jump height you sometimes see Sims play at when they're bringing like a Street Fighter 5 style. It's bringing a different type of energy, and now this mid-range game working out really well here. Fluxwave's looking a hair overwhelmed.
Yeah, definitely looking a little off kilter, but you know, we got a few rounds to at least adapt. We can lose this one, and Slice is hoping to take it. Hops over those OG spikes, sends in the Comet. One more Comet, and yeah, runs right into it, does Fluxwave, losing round number 1.
Yeah, I think for all of the issues that people can have dealing with JP, where JP is so effective at making you misuse your drive gauge, the fact that Sim can just sit at the top of the screen and never engage with JP's zoning means that it's that much harder for JP to try to attack the drive gauge of Dalsim, at least without being in his face. So it forces Fluxwaves on JP to be a bit more the aggressor than they might otherwise like.
Yeah, and Fluxwave just doesn't look comfortable with it right now. I feel like it's in the character's repertoire. It just hasn't shown up for Fluxwaves yet. Ooh, nice little side switch underneath the teleport, though. No cancel into the level 3 for the drive gauge advantage. But the departure hits! And man, sometimes it just ends like this.
All right, Slice is going to be close to burnout, but we are going to need to make at least one more mistake for this to be a problem. Great air-to-air out of Fluxwaves. Dive kick comes out. Nice parry. DI was a little bit too hungry there from Fluxwaves, and we have the level 3 in the back. That is going to be the CA. Hit this man with the JoJo punches.
But that's not enough. I can say that very calmly. This ain't going to be a similar situation. Life is now even. Slice just lets himself gracefully fall to the ground, throws Fluxwaves out of his perfect parry, and takes game number 1 in, I'm going to say, surprising fashion. I'm impressed at how that played out.
Yeah, I think there's definitely elements of the matchup here that are going in Slice's favor over Flux Waves. And I feel like as I'm watching it, it does feel like Sim could be equipped for this, right? JP can't play his standard full screen game against Sim the way that he wants to against a lot of the rest of the roster. So you have to try to get the lead before you do that and force Sim to be the aggressor. And Slice has been doing a great job of getting the better of a lot of their neutral interactions so far. Flux Wave's on the back foot in terms of drive gauge right now, clipped by the very tip of the slide.
Okay. Yeah, you just kind of see that float come out, and Flux Waves is just looking up at him, just looking a little dazed. But yeah, there's the air-to-air, finally an option to call it out. Spends some meter to just try to continue this pressure. Maybe looking a little desperate, but no, not desperate enough to get baited by that drive impact. Flux Waves able to burn out Slice with the drive impact before they themselves burned out. SA2 comes out now, the wicked stuff indeed.
That's the JP win condition. He hits you when you're down, man. You're in burnout, super 2. Feels bad, man. .jpg. We do get the counter hit here, but we weren't prepared with the jab check out of Slice. That fireball hit him from the back.
He's a tall man wearing a fedora. That thing's gonna catch fire so easily. Ooh, okay, no juggle there, but Flux Wave just strolls on in. No, he committed to the ghost. So Slice is about to put him in the ground. Burn him up with these whips. Burn him out with this spin. What do we do to win?
It's a great spot to be in. You just pressure behind the fireballs. Amnesia, I'm sorry, that was regular Amnesia, obviously not OD, but we can just sort of oppress with the drive impact, and the drive rushes there does Slice, who does precisely that. Set point for Slice.
Okay. It is set point against the second-seeded player in this tournament series. This would be a big upset in terms of this point spread. Nice hit.
Absolutely would, but Slice is looking so confident and ready to bring that energy out. We're a little bit late with the anti-air there, or maybe the throw came at just not the right timing, but the neutral jump for Flux Waves does work out. That air-to-air interaction has been the thing. I will bet you any amount of money right now that Flux Waves is going to the lab after this and is going to have a combo off of that air juggle the next time that they have to play this matchup.
Possibly, but he doesn't even need it right now. He got that guaranteed stun. Oh no!
Oh my
Massive
God.
drop from Flux Wave. Gonna have to rely on a non-stun situation. Slice gets him off in terms of that drive rush. Tries for a little tricky situation. Oh my God, Flux Wave went with the overhead. He is upset. Gonna make the cross work. Not enough to kill, but right now I feel like Slice was treating, and the departure hits. Oh my God, what an absolute mess of a last round.
Yeah, that was absolutely bonkers of a situation there. That jumping fierce just happens to connect with the end of that departure there, as you would say. Yeah, Lemon Meringue actually said it even better than I was going to do. It hit Dalsum's fingernail. Flux Wave's looking so dominant right now, as this time they are able to be the aggressor. A perfect KO to open up the first round of Game 3. Slice, you going down like this?
No, don't tease him like this. He's just a boy. He was so close. He was so close. I say that as if he's already lost. He's still got it in him to make this comeback going. Flux Wave right now down in terms of life and drive gauge, but man, that jump in range. We're gonna departure in. We're gonna try to jump. Okay, we're gonna burn meter just to do a little extra damage. Get that raw drive impact, set up the nasty Yoga Fire combo.
Reset, but we were churning with the OD Amnesia. Flux Waves has so much damage in the tank for this. We aren't quite close enough to the corner to finish out the play. The back throw, though. Both players going into the final round with full resources in the tank.
That was so scary for Slice. Flux Waves unfortunately dropped a critical combo there. Not gonna definitely look to not do that next time. Nice little shimmy there against Slice's own offensive throw. Are we gonna cash out here? No. We're just gonna do a little extra damage. Be happy with our 3 bars. Neutral jump to the throw. Flux Wave right now is on the hunt.
DI comes out here for Slice. We're going to go right into that level 3. Yeah, I love that decision. We want to get as much of our drive gauge back, get as close to being out of the burnout as possible. Fluxwave is going to be on the back foot. The question is, how much do you pressure them to try to finish out that burnout? The longer you wait, the less likely it is that you're going to get it. 2 bars in the tank now for Fluxwaves approximately. Now we spent some on the drive rush.
There is the burnout that you were talking about. That being said, Slice has to be careful about where he drive impacts because Fluxwave has that level 3. He can cancel any special into it, and that will be more or less the round for them. But they get a clean hit! Can they extend this combo enough? No. Fluxwave has a little bit of life left. Slice only has a little bit of drive left. Oh, that's it.
Oh my god!
That's going to go into the level 3, and that is going to be a clean kill for Fluxwave. So close. It might not be enough. Oh my god, this character's gross! That is gross! Fluxwave. 2-1.
Both of those rounds in that game were decided by Psycho Power catching the twinkliest toe that Dalsim has. We went from the departure punishing that jumping Fierce in round 1, and then sniping out the landing frames with the Pierce on that one. Absolutely insanely clutch performance out of Fluxwaves. You can never count them out. Slice is going to have another opportunity down there in the loser side as they will have to play against Zeus Nuts. Van En and Rami have already qualified, Zycles and Ehai and Root. So we will be able to, after what I believe is going to be a break that we're going to cut to momentarily, but when we come back, we should have the rest of this top 8 sorted for you.